Hey everybody, welcome back to Cherokee Hacks Life. Today we are officially on day 2, week 1 of my heavy workout sets, and again I'm continuing my IF, my intermittent fasting. I'm doing a 5-hour fast. Sometimes it might bump up to about a 6-hour fast. I used to do about a 4-hour fast toward the end of last week or the week before, and I think I'm on 8 weeks of IF. And I officially weighed myself again yesterday just to make sure that I'm not bugging out, because I did 2,300 calories last week, and I'm continuing 2,300 calories, kind of see where my body reacts. And I haven't gained any weight, man. I'm still at 173. I look bigger to me, at least in terms of muscle mass, a little bit. And going along, I think I'll start seeing a little bit more results. So follow me along, and hopefully you guys kind of see the same differences I do in my own body. And we'll just kind of go from there, man. So let's just kind of bounce into this video, and hopefully you guys like this workout, because it's all leg day. Leg day, leg day, leg day. Oh, and shoulders. Let's go into it. So this first exercise here, I've never used this machine, to be honest with you. So it felt a little awkward, but kind of got used to it a little bit. It's called the hack squat, and I probably should have gone a little bit lower on this one. And if you notice, what I've realized is, and probably looking at some of the TMW videos, I kind of noticed this as well from my own workouts. I don't push through my heels when I'm doing leg presses or when I'm doing squats. So if you notice here, I'm kind of adjusting a little bit. You can see that I'm kind of forcing myself to use my heels a little bit more on the pushback. It's hard and it's awkward at times, but it's definitely better for your hamstrings and a little bit better for your quads too when you're pushing from there instead of just pushing from your tiptoes. Next workout I wound up doing was just some deadlifts. I'm not very good at deadlifts yet. I'm not gonna be like a lot of these other dudes out there that they're just banging out deadlifts non-stop, man. It's just not my thing. So I'm slowly building up to it. As you can see here, that's only 225. That's freaking like a warm-up rep for a lot of people. I already bought a weight belt too, so this is gonna be a little bit better when I start doing it. My biggest problem that I'm having is I'm losing grip. And Campbell Fitness wound up doing a video on liquid grip that I might try out maybe in a couple weeks. But first I wanted to try these hook straps that I've had for a while that I usually don't use. So I might start using some hook straps. And if you notice here, I kind of lose the grip, and I have to reset the grip, come back up, reset the grip as I come back down, reset, because it almost feels like it's just slipping out of my hands. I don't know if I'm just not strong enough on my grip or something. And I think slowly as I keep building up on my deadlifts, it'll start getting better on the grip, and hopefully you guys are following along too and kind of building up on your deadlifts as well. Next thing I did was just some shoulder presses. So this is again me trying to build up toward getting good at Fran. So this is the exact weight that you'd be doing if you're doing Fran. And I'm making sure I'm doing proper form here. I'm extending my shoulders back, making sure my head kind of pops out, come back down, head pops out, come back down. And I try to go to failure on this one. I did 3 sets of this. So I went to failure on each one. I think I added on another 5 pounds just to see if I could go a little bit heavier. But I want to make sure that I go to failure, because basically Fran is you're going to failure. 21, 15, 9, and that's the ultimate goal that I'm trying to build up to as well, just on the CrossFit side. Next thing I did was just, I forgot what this thing is called. It's basically just the squat machine, a V-squat. Biggest thing on this one, again, if you guys notice toward my feet, is I'm pushing through my heels. So again, when you're doing squats or you're using one of these machines, it's probably easier when you're using some of the machines to actually force yourself to push through your heels. So that way you're putting more emphasis on your hamstring, actually building your glutes a lot better too. So for the ladies, you guys probably like this one a lot more if you just push through your heels. Next thing I did here is Arnold presses. And Arnold presses are fucking hard, man. So typically I could just do a regular press with like 75 pounds or so. But Arnold presses, they really force you on your delts, really force your shoulders to really work. So as you're coming up, boom, you're coming back down and you're pressing back over. So all the pressure and all the tension is actually right on your shoulders, which is what you want ultimately. But it's hard, man. So make sure you guys drop the weight, especially if this is gonna be the first time you do Arnold presses, or if you've done Arnold presses in the past. Don't try to go too heavy, because then eventually a lot of people just wind up arching their back, start fucking your back up, because you really should just try to stay as flat as possible to the bench. So so that way you don't arch your back and just start giving yourself like a bad back or something. This is my last heavy set on Arnold presses, and I did 55s. So I wanted to go a little bit heavier because I think I can push myself a little bit more. Just make sure, if you notice, and I put this in there just so that way you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about in terms of arching your back. Toward the end, I think it was probably the last frame, the last rep, I arched my back a little bit too much. You want to make sure you kind of just keep your back flat, pressed against the bench. That way you're not actually, you know, fucking up your back, man. You can really mess up your back this way. And then I did traps. I like hitting up my traps whenever I do my leg day and I do my shoulder day. I don't think the traps is one of those areas you have to fucking work out, you know, 3 or 4 different exercises with. Honestly, 1 or 2 is fine. And you'll just get the right definition that you want on your traps, and it'll look real nice. Again, my biggest problem is just I can lift the fucking weight, it's just my grip gives out for some reason. So I'm keep using the gloves that I'm using. I might actually buy some different ones, but I'm actually gonna start trying to use hooks, especially on my pull days, and try to make sure that, you know, that I'm actually getting the weight in there, and then slowly work on my grip as well. Probably I'm gonna do a lot more grip workouts too. And then just to cap it all off, I did some front squats. I wanted to make sure, I'm working toward this Fran thing, and part of Fran is you're doing thrusters. So I kind of find it, or actually when in talking to one of my boys, I found that this actually beneficial if you're doing front squats and you're pushing up, because basically Fran is that exact movement. You're doing a thruster, which is a front press, and you're doing a squat all at the same time, and you're coming just straight up. So that's my workout, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Definitely, you know, comment, subscribe, you know, ask me any questions you guys want. I got a couple questions already on some people on Tumblr, and join me on Facebook as well and ask me any questions you want on there. And as always, guys, move towards your goal. Whatever your goal is, whatever you're pushing toward to, make it happen. No bullshit, no excuses, make it happen.